Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, good I did find, I had to turn it off because it was lagging my system. But I did find the Michael Monkey Vaughn case. I found it. However, it's going to be quite difficult. It's going to take me a little minute to get it downloaded because it's like 200 gigs and I've got to download it to the system so we can see it because we're going from an Android or it's a long drawn out process, but we're going to get the Michael Monkey Vaughn stuff. I've got the interview. I've got some raw content, or I may have released it way back when, but you know, it's been so long. It wouldn't kill us to see it again. So we have kind of breaking news tonight. Kind of why I'm coming live to you with you all tonight. Two major cases. First and foremost, Lori Miranda. This is Ashlee Buzzard's mother. This is kind of the mom that I really don't have. I don't know. I ain't jiving with her, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm just not jiving with grandma, okay? I feel like grandma's up to no good. Grandma knows a little bit more. Well, not up to no good. Grandma knows a little bit more. But kind of, I think everybody is in part kind of like me, kind of, sort of. Like, when it comes to the Melodee Buzzard case, if you guys are new to it, it's a beautiful little girl that we heard was missing. Volume is too low. My volume is too low? Okay, let me go check that out. Hold on. We'll check it out. I can't imagine Bullhorn Betty ever being low, but who knows? I mean, we did have some sound stuff going on this evening, so I might have to adjust some things. Our output is good. Oh, my input is there. We go. Does that sound a little better? Okay, well, there you go. Why doesn't anybody tell me? I never know these things unless somebody tells me. So you guys didn't hear me. There we go. Can you guys hear me now? Hello? Knock, knock. Anybody home? Honey, I'm home. Honey, I'm home. Knock, knock. Here, you guys, hold on. Let me blow your eardrums out real quick. We can't be low. We're the loudest channel on YouTube. What do you mean we're low? We can't be low. When they think we low, we get louder. We get louder, baby. Okay, guys. Okay. So we got a lot going on here, okay? We got a couple different things going on. We got some new news. I know I kind of got little things going on up here. I will eventually get this all adjusted. Apparently, I'm having lighting issues. I've been researching my green screen problems, and I have come to the realization I need better lighting, okay? It probably wouldn't hurt. I think this camera here bleaches me out a little bit. So I might adjust some cameras. You know, I got several cameras around here. So I might play with a little bit of cameras and see if that helps out the situation, okay? But we're going to get through this process. I kind of like this. I don't like the pitchiness of it, you know, like and I think that has a lot to do with my CPU not being able to keep up. Well, I mean, it is keeping up, but it you know, this is an aging computer. Yes, I am drinking coffee ridiculously late. If I don't make it tomorrow to work in the morning, please let my boss know that I'm probably oversleeping because I chose to have coffee at 7 o'clock at night. Yeah, just Bullhorn Betty stuff. We are the coffee beans. I mean, it is true. Well, hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well tonight. Thank you for allowing me to take some time to do some intro. Did I just move our chat? Hold on, let me make sure our chat's still I did just move our chat. Damn it. I hate when I do that. Did I fix it? No, I did not. I'm just making it worse. All right, let me fix my live chat. I just did something, and I kind of moved it on us. And when I move it on this side, it moves it on this side, okay? That's kind of how the thing kind of works. Okay. All right, guys, I'm just going to say hello to my lovelies in the chat this evening before we get started. Melanie, Lisa B. Always, Grave, kind with the Grace. It's nice to see you, my love. Denise, it's nice to see you as well. Hello, blessed, happy Nana is up in the house. Dreaming blue skies and sandy beaches. Melanie, I think I already said hi to you, but hi again. Who else do we have? Betty fan. Can't believe it. She's been with me 40 solid months. 40 solid months. What? What is wrong with you? Let me see if I can get this a little bit bigger. I don't like it like that. I guess not. It's just going to cut me off. Oh, well. I love it. I love it. I want some more of it. Thank you. We've got, who else? April. It's nice to see you, my love. I hope you are doing well this evening. Hello. Crystal Pistols up in the house. Stephanie. Mama Bear, it's nice to see you. Good to see you. Donna Sandwich, it's nice to see you as well. Good evening. Raw Beanie up in the house with us this evening. Eeyore Blues, it's nice to see you, my love. Just Breathe. Hello. And everybody else that's coming in or will be watching this on the replay crew. If you have not been getting the notifications from me and you're like, oh my gosh, hey Kathleen, it's nice to see you. What is going on? Just unsubscribe and resubscribe. We're coming off of a shadow ban. I don't know why. I know what triggered the shadow ban. It was me covering Charlie Kirk, some of those things that I covered. Long story short, the Book of E, it's nice to see you. April is being mean to me. I just realized who the Book of E is. April, you have permission to slap him. Here, I got him. There you go. I'll get him. Good evening, Eric. It's nice to see you. Eric with an H. He's strolling up in the chat like, hey. Laura, it's nice to see you. Interesting to hear what Lori said. Actually, it's kind of funny because I'm a little upset with the news crews, and I'm actually hoping that we get some just a tad bit more information. Like I'm hoping that they decide to read the or release the entire interview. What they gave us was, in all fairness.
Oh, come on now, that ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
I'm just saying, I wasn't, digging it. Hey, Ashlee, it's nice to see you, love bug. I wasn't, I felt that it could have been a little more robust. Okay? That's how I feel that this interview, or what they should have, look, guys, I before I was locked in this house, for the last 2 years, I was out there giving interviews face to face, belly to belly with all types of people, all walks of life. And I don't recall any of my interviews ever being less than at least a half an hour. Okay? Just the random stuff we talk about. You never know what you're going to put in your piece. So you kind of just have this mental dialogue with yourself of what you want to ask. For example, when Olivia and I were doing a lot of interviews, we had a tendency of wanting to, our focus was mostly to humanize a victim, right? We, maybe because it's sometimes so easy for people to victim blame. We saw a lot of that in the Brian Kohberger case, right? Where a group of people got behind the Free Brian Kohberger movement, whatever the case may be, and they were saying horrible things about the victims, victim blaming and victim shaming. And I don't know. I just feel, Well, I lost my way. I don't know what I was about to say, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, we're getting back on track. And where is my videos? So we come up to the Melodee Buzzard case, and her grandmother, which I really have a problem with, has this story to say. And the first time she gave an interview, she didn't really say a whole lot. She basically said she doesn't know where her daughter would go. They have family in Ohio, which I didn't find any family in Ohio in their background. But I did find people in the Miranda background from Nebraska. And then I also found some family on the Buzzard side from Colorado. And long story short, when it comes to Lori Miranda, there was a few things that rubbed me the wrong way. I remember what I was getting back to. We're getting into the interview, and now I still lost the point. I forgot where I was going with the point I was trying to make, and I know it had to do with the interview and our process, but it just comes down to the fact that the interview was way entirely too short for what they released, and they could have released a little more information, a little more robust information about this case from her. But don't let me discourage the information. We did learn something. I think she had some very interesting clues. Very interesting clues. We know that this, in my opinion, I don't think this mother is trying to hurt this child. I think she's trying to keep this child from being taken from her by the state. And I still, for the life of me, feel like whatever's going on is a paperwork issue. It's not an issue where her child was being homeschooled, okay? It didn't seem like she's had any problems with the homeschooling stuff for a year prior to this, okay? It's not that this child hasn't been in school for a year, okay? Let's get the reality. Let's not get it twisted here, okay? So all of this stuff has just happened in the last 2 months, okay? So there's a few things that could be going on here. She knew she was moving out of state or moving away and decided, they needed to be packing and getting things prepared and not going to school. Whether we agree with it or not, I'm not saying, I'm just speculating here, okay? I don't even know if that's the case. Honestly, if you ask me, it sounds like what had happened is she forgot to sign an affidavit. They didn't assign the work, and then they found out that, oh my gosh, this child hasn't been seen, and everybody had a knee-jerk reaction. Then when they started investigating, they realized it was not as detrimental as what they thought it was, but the mom was acting weird, but the mom wore a wig, but the mom changed license plates to make sure her child wasn't taken by the state. It's just, I don't know. I just feel some type of way about it, and I'm ultra confident that this child is okay, because logic will tell you if she wanted to kill her kid, she would have. I'm sorry. I feel like a broken record, okay? I just feel like a broken record. We've seen horrible parents, okay? I'm sorry. I'm just not buying she's this horrible mom, Does she make mistakes? Yes, I see that. Is she screwing up? Yes, I see that. But I think she does too, and that's why she's so scared. I think this is more of a PTSD issue. I don't even think that she doesn't seem mentally unstable to me either. Like she's making she's making some pretty smart decisions to throw these are kind of bullhorn Betty decisions in all fairness. If I felt like I was being followed or I wanted, to move around undetected, these are some of the stuff that I would use to do that. It sounds like this isn't her first rodeo, which we know it's not. She had the big, fight with Rubiel's family. I still feel some type of way, but I just understand. That's all I'm going to say. I haven't been in this situation, but I've known friends that have been in similar situations, not exactly like this. I don't like this case at all. I really don't. I feel like, she's trying to save her daughter from being taken from her, and she's just, because she's doing this, they're going to inevitably take this child from her. It's going to be a 10 times worse situation. Even though I disagree, I don't think it should be. I just know how these things work. It's like it's gotten too deep, and this case has gotten too big. At this point, it doesn't really matter. She's going to have to fight for her daughter now, and I'm praying to God that they don't have probable cause. I mean, it's sad to say that I'm saying this, but in all fairness, I see bad parents all the time. Okay. we all see bad parents all the time. I'm just not getting that vibe with this case, and I'm not going to say I am, and I'm not going to kowtow to pressure because nobody else is mimicking my talking points. I know for a fact whenever this case is all said and done, the truth will be revealed, and I believe the truth will favor my position. I've seen enough of these cases that I know when something is not right, and it's just not right for me. So I'm going to move on from this just a little bit, and let's go ahead and listen to Lori Jean's statements. Again, I'm still not jiving with her, okay? I'm just not. There's just something with Grandma. No offense, Grandma, if you're watching, if you come across my show, it's just no offense. I have the stink eye for everybody, okay? I don't trust a whole lot of people. It's not you, it's me, okay? But at the end of the day, I feel like you do know more, and, I'm kind of on the mindset that I don't know if I would tell people where my granddaughter was either. So, I mean, it's not like I completely disagree, but I still feel like she knows more. This is heartbreaking. Kids like Emmanuel are completely failed in California. And I agree. But you know what? The difference is Emmanuel was being abused, physically abused. His life was truly in danger. This child, she might have a mom that's a little mentally ill, and I'm still not even convinced with that. Because the whole mental illness and her being Baker acted and all, that was all part of that whole child dispute and child custody with his family. That might be why she's so pissed off. They may have thrown her in a Baker Act when she wasn't crazy. Okay, that's, that can happen. And I'm sorry. I'm not getting the feeling, like, even when I saw Rubiel's mom, like, I got the feeling like she's like mother hen. Like, this is her, She's the rooster. You guys get what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's getting late in the afternoon, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. She's the hen. Okay, she's the one. She seems, even after all, she seems like she's got the money. She wants what she wants, and she wants it now type of lady. That's the vibe I got off Grandma, the other Grandma. This Grandma, I feel like she knows more. This is not her first rodeo doing this. She, in my opinion, she has been through this with her daughter before. I'm just wondering, does Ashlee's other daughter have a different dad? Apparently, right? I wish... that is important, Just Breathe. I think that you bring up a valid point. We really don't have a whole lot of information on Destiny. As a matter of fact, had I not heard it in just one news article or one... it wasn't a news article. What it was a video, but I don't know if I saw it here or I saw it on TikTok. But... I did learn about Destiny, and that's what I'm hearing. This is the older child. We know nothing about Destiny. We don't know who has Destiny. We don't know if... I would assume that it would be a different father. Otherwise, this family would have tried to adopt that child too, and it doesn't seem like they're in a custody fight for Destiny. It seems like they're in a custody fight for Melodee. When I started getting this case, I was kind of had the EBGBs, but I also know family problems. If you guys have not heard my story, kick up and let's stay a while. Let's talk about it, okay? My family is, especially my father's side of the family, very dysfunctional. He was in, the foster care system. He grew up with he's just a very tough lifestyle for my dad. And if you know anything about it, my dad did better for us than his family did for him. He broke a very vicious cycle, at least in our family. But he wasn't a perfect man like many families aren't. And, when things in my household, they were really good when they were really good, but when they were bad, they were really bad. And it caused me to do a lot of things in my young adulthood that led me down a lot of bad paths. And while I didn't lose my life, I almost did. And so anything I can give back to this world today, I try to. I wish we had more information on them, but then, you got this situation where we don't have information on Destiny. We've never had information on Destiny. We've known about her, but to that extent, that was it. So is she in the foster care? Is she with other family members? Is she with her other family? Because it doesn't sound like, I think you're right, and probably different fathers. We don't know. We could assume that it is, because if this family, if she was, Rubiel's child, you would think that they would be trying to adopt this child. I haven't heard anything. I think it's just Melodee. Too many people never considered, not only does a good mama not want her daughter taken, and failed to consider that the daughter wanted to be with her mama. Yeah. And you see two people there. Like, if I didn't see this child healthy, I would say something, but they're trying to make us believe that this woman is crazy, yet she and can't feed her child. Like, that was another allegation that was made that was very, and in my opinion, insulting. Because, there are people that believe that this woman is crazy now and can't take care of her own daughter or feed her own daughter. But I'm sorry, I looked at that child. I have investigated that photo at length, and you've got a healthy child there, okay? You've got a woman that's making sense, okay? It may not make sense to us because we're outsiders looking in. I mean, I think I've got this story down pat, just personally speaking, but I digress. We may not have this down pat, right? But what I'm looking at is a woman that's making decisions, smart decisions here. Knowing to take the license plate off, knowing, she's making some pretty conscious, decisions. The reason why I'm embellishing or emphasizing, I guess emphasizing would probably be the most appropriate. We're emphasizing that is because people are trying to tell you she's crazy and she doesn't know what she's doing. Well, she's making a lot of conscious decisions and smart decisions at that. And that's why I said, I really question this whole she's got mental illness. Even this woman here behind me, her mother, has said stuff about mental illness. And, mental illness is defined by a variety of ways. And if I had to say she did have mental illness, I think it'd be more in lines with PTSD, PTSD. But let's listen to what Lori Miranda has to say about her daughter. And then we're going to get on to Lily and Jack Sullivan. We got some new information coming up on them. If you guys are interested in the Lily and Jack Sullivan case, there's the two siblings that disappeared from Nova Scotia on May 2nd, 2025. Two siblings, Lily being 6 years old, Jack being 4. He just turned 5. And mom really acting a bit outrageous, if you ask me. She's definitely outsmarting the police and the school. She knew what she was doing, okay? She knew what she was doing. She knew what I'm sorry, schools and government officials, I think, behave in a manner, and I think people that are astute to that manner would have known that she was, about to face some problems. Just my opinion. Let's listen to what Lori Miranda has to say. And again, this is Ashlee Buzzard's mother. Now, how it's going to go is you're going to have the lady, you're going to hear a little clip, then they're going to talk about the case, then you're going to hear 2 more clips from Lori, and that's it. It's really not they've had to have gotten more information. This just dropped. So I'm assuming that, at least I hope, that they're going to drop more of this interview in the next 24 hours. Typically they give you a teaser, then they come back, and then they drop down a little more, of their conversation, because this is just, you're not going to, in my opinion, you're not going to go in here and sit down with somebody for an interview to get 15 seconds of clips. I mean, that's a waste of time. So I have to assume that there's a follow-up or a more robust interview that's going to be released in the next day or so. Oh, thank you, Grave Crime with Grace just gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty memberships, please don't forget to tell Grave Crime with Grace. Thank you so much for those memberships. And it looks like IML, Who Knows, Sandy, Plant Lady, and Alcoholic. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room and welcome aboard. Thank you so very much, Grave Crime with Grace. That's very much appreciated. Aw, thank you. So let's go ahead and listen to this. So sad. And I didn't mean to. I saw one of our members in our chat is falling ill, and I didn't catch that while it was in live. And one of my mods sent it to me. So I don't see her in here. So I'll wait until she's in here again the next time. But I just want to say, if anybody is ever struggling with anything and, something's happening in your life and you're in chat, sometimes I don't see it. Okay, I just want to let you know that the chat moves. I got 1,000 different things going on behind the scenes that you guys don't see. I run this show all by myself, and so if there's ever anything that especially losing your life or having some kind of ailment, please reach out to me by email. I would feel horrible if something happened to any of my flock, but let alone something happened to something with one of my flock and they talked about it in chat and I missed it. And that would make me feel absolutely horrible. So if there's ever anything going on in your life, let me know. And I get that you guys tell the chat, but you just please understand, show me a little grace as well, because, the chat, I don't always see. I know I try to, I work very hard, but there was just something I didn't see in my chat that broke my heart after I got off. And so I didn't want, I just, it has to do with seclusion if you guys weren't here earlier. But long story short, it doesn't really matter. Always reach out to me by email as well, especially if I don't address something major, okay? Like if something's really majorly going on, we always stop. We always say hi to you. We always, make sure everybody knows so they can pray, because we believe prayer, moves mountains and stuff like that. So just a little shout out to you guys. I love my flock. I even love the haters and stuff out there that come here and watch me every day as well. It's nice to see you, but I don't want anything happening to you, So at the end of the day, you may not like me and I may not like you, but I would never want anybody to go through any pain like that. We deal with pain every day on this channel, whether we like people or not, and we try to end it. We don't like that type of pain ever happening to anybody. We don't like people's families, and we like to make sure that if somebody is struggling, that we're here for them during that struggle, because sometimes you need a family, or even if your family's there for you, you need extra support. So, I just thought I'd throw that out there. So always remember, even haters out there, if you guys are going through life changing or life altering stuff, and you just need somebody to be there with. We're human beings over here. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay. So anyways, let me get something because it makes me a little teary-eyed. So my eyeballs sweat over just about anything. I'm sorry. I'm not an emotional broad. I really am not, but my eyes like to be every now and again. So we'll leave it at that. Anyways, let's get back to the show.
Dear Friday, let's put good times in gear.
Put those
We've
good
got
times
power
in
tailgates
gear.
to power
Okay,
game
we
days.
can't be, blaring out music and doing Tundra commercials here. And I got like one more second to go before I can go. I can skip now.
Right now, get two.
What were your first thoughts when you saw this image?
I was totally numb and in shock. This is just so shocking to me, and that my granddaughter is dressed in a disguise. This is just so overwhelming. It's just so really scary.
The latest photo released of Ashlee Buzzard and her daughter.
See, like even is it me? I'm sorry. Is it me?
Shocking to me, and that my granddaughter.
I just don't see tears coming out. It might just be me. It might just be me, folks. Okay, I'm over analytical. I just feel like Grandma knows more. I feel like Grandma knows more. I hate how they released two photos separately. That was stupid. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. You know what? We don't necessarily agree. Law enforcement, they don't think like we do. They really don't. They're taught to be inside one of these, and I some days I kind of just give up. When it comes to law enforcement, because you're just not. I think that they need to open their ears a little bit to which is, and makes it's me saying this is like fingernails on a chalkboard to a law enforcement officer. Taking advice from social media. They would never. They would never, ever, ever say, it's funny though, but we did, for the Trump stuff, we did have some people, when they were setting up some of the Trump rallies, we were there so much, we went up to them and said, you might want to do this way or this way. And they actually did. They took advice. I believe it or not, there has been times when people of authority realize there are people that may have better ideas. And I'm just saying that, just like you saying, it was stupid putting out those two separate. It's like, some of the stuff, like the whole map thing, right? The map things really got me. I got to be honest with you. Like the pictures are with you. That's the way it is with maps for me. Okay, the maps that they put out for this young girl, Melodee Buzzard, right? They're and instead of just giving us the flipping map, just show us where she went. They know where she went. Just show us the route. Like, don't, just give us the damn route, okay? What difference at this point would it really make, okay? And I'm just sorry, in my opinion, I think they just want us to only focus on Melodee in the photo of Melodee and Ashlee. They do, because they want to find this girl, and I get that. I understand they want to find this girl. My problem at this point is, are they entitled to find that girl? And, that's where I'm at now. It seems like some people made this whole circus to I don't know if this is what happened, but this could be misconstrued as to what happened. There are times when there is pushbacks. We did it in Savannah, right? On the Quentin Simon case, okay? And we pushed back against the government. We pushed back against the government very, very hard. At times, it was very, I was respectful, but it was very contentious until they arrested Dolly, and then I was like, you want to arrest me, because they did. They didn't want to arrest Dolly. They wanted me behind bars at that time. It's kind of funny that works out that way, but I digress. They could get him. They got him. They didn't want to release him. We got him released. We got him released without any bond. Like by the time we were done out in front of there, they like mule kicked him out the front door. No, I don't like, get the hell out of here and don't come back. That's the power of Bullhorn Betty and friends. No, but in reality, they put that sign up, the no loitering sign. Okay, so they have and they did that in an effort to create. Like that loitering sign was in the wrong place. Like if it would be legally challenged, it could have been legally challenged, but it didn't stop them from skirting the law. It didn't stop them from doing underhanded shit to create a situation where they could arrest somebody without you see what I'm saying? You'd have to challenge it. I would be willing to challenge it. You guys see that. Tennessee wanted to check my ability to challenge my ballsiness, and I think we did a pretty good job here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. So thank you, because it wasn't just me, it was all of you that helped with that. Now, this is super important because I don't think that they're entitled to that. I feel like they created this situation because, remember, this child was missing for a year. At a year, they had probable cause, and they were able to do all this other stuff. They wanted to force this mother to tell her where this child was. Now, they have no authority. That's my point. While we've got court TV going and all, Ashlee Banfield on News Nation and Julie Grant and all these people out here going gun-ho, we need to find this. Why aren't they throwing the mom in jail? Why ain't they doing this? Why ain't they doing that? It's very clear. They don't have probable cause to throw mommy in jail, right? She had every right to take her child out of the state. And quite frankly, changing your license plate, I mean, if they want to get her on license plate changing or thwarting, tolls, then charge her with that, right? If you found that to be true, I guess the feds can charge her with that. That's literally the only criminality that so far they have brought to the table, and that's after the fact. But they're pulling drywall out of this lady's house to try to strum up some probable cause so they can go after her. For her to force her to tell them where a child is, that they don't have probable cause to know where she's at. Anyways, I can't keep going around. Anyways, you guys are going to listen to this. Listen to this. This is Grandma. She says a few things. I'm not buying Grandma. She looks like she's, acting, concerned or, oh my gosh, that's, it's like, come on, let's, did she practice before? Come on. Let's look at Grandma. Is she really playing the part?
To me, and that this is just so shocking to me, and that my granddaughter.
Oh, this is so shocking. Guys, I'm not buying Grammy, okay? I'm just not. I don't know. You guys would be better to tell me. Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll real quick. Hold on. I think it's poll time. Let's get a poll up here. Well, hi, gorgeous. Hi. Mommy's still working. Ooh, what do you got there? Yes, Mommy's still working. I love you. I do. All right, go. Okay, what are we going to do with the poll? Oh, does Grandma know? Ooh. Does Grandma Gma Lori know more? Let's throw it to the audience. Let's see what you guys got to say here. Yes or no? We have the poll out. Does Gma Lori know more? Yes or no? You guys got like a minute or two to take the quiz. A minute or two, that's about it. Lori just has a mental illness as well. Not hating, just stating. Hey, you know what? She might. She might be the reason why her daughter has mental health issues. I mean, we don't know their environment, but I can tell you it's not normal for a mom to go to the news and say, oh, my child has mental illness. I mean, I don't know about you, but my mom, if I really was like a wackadoo, I don't know if I think my mom would choose not to speak, okay, before she went online and said, yeah, my daughter's crazy. She's so crazy, right? She's so crazy. She said, I can't even be around her. I haven't been around her I have to go to count. I'm not trying to laugh, but it's hard for me not to laugh because that's what Miranda, that's what her mom right here said. I mean, she was the first interview, she's going off talking about how her daughter's mentally insane and how she just couldn't be around her. She hasn't been around her in a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah, and basically her daughter has got her so on the edge that she has to go to counseling. Like, I've been working with a counselor too, and it's like, you're so full of shit. I'm sorry. That's what I wanted to say.
Warning, bullshit alert.
I really believe it. I'm not lying. Hand to God. I did not believe her when she said that. I'm like, because my common sense just tells me, if she doesn't have anything to do with her daughter, it's because her and her daughter had a fight and her daughter didn't want anything to do with her, okay? I get that. But if it had anything to do with her daughter's mental illness, I don't believe that. Because if it did, if a good mother, like if I had a child and I was a little, unstable, my mom would just happen to stop by. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about your mom, but if I was mentally, if I was a little, and I had kids running around here and it's my mom's grandkids, my mom would just come by with a bag of groceries, just to snoop, right? Tell me I'm lying, right? You pick up a bag of groceries, you come over, bring some milk. Oh, honey, I just wanted to bring you some milk. How you doing? I just came over to to see my grandkids. How you doing? Right? That's what normal grandparents, especially ones that have children with mental illness. You would never just leave your child with your grandchild unchecked. I just don't, that just doesn't, in normal parenting, that just doesn't bode well with me, you know? But I just see, you know, like I just see my mama, if I was in a situation like that, I just see my mama bringing over some groceries here and there, you know, once a week, bringing over some milk and bread, you know, just to pop in. Hey, I brought you some cleaning supplies. I didn't know if you had enough toilet paper, right? That's how mamas do. And she's saying, oh, my daughter's so mentally ill, I can't deal with her. I'm in counseling because I'm like, bullshit. Sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry. She was full of crap. Why is that button always sticky? I think that's...
Just dressed in a disguise. This is just so overwhelming. It's just so really scary.
The latest photo released of Ashlee Buzzard.
Let's go back.
It's just so overwhelming.
Let's go back to her face.
Just so shocked.
Okay, let's go to her face. Let's get her face blown up here. Let's just look. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to make fun of Grandma. Okay, I've already, you know, I just want to look. All I want to do is just check out the face. You know, hey, always, it's nice to see you, love. Let's just check out the face. Let's see. Is she really displaying, you know, the that's all. Let's just see if she's displaying what we need her to display. That's all I'm looking for. Let's just see.
To me, and that my granddaughter is dressed in a disguise. This is just so overwhelming. It's just so really scary.
The latest photo released of
It's just so really scary. Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm overreacting here. Maybe I'm seeing something that maybe everybody else isn't seeing. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I just think that Grandma was acting. It didn't ring true. That's why this is what I'm hopeful for. I'll be honest with you. I won't lie to you. I was hoping when I saw this that we would have enough that the deception detective could look. You know, that we could send the interview over to the deception detective and have him take a gander at it. You know how I do. What I end up doing is I end up letting you guys know where it's at and asking you guys to go over and ask him politely to please look at it. And, you know, if he gets enough interest in that particular thing, he will actually look at it. So it's not something I can send him to make him look at. I'm just one person. But if a bunch of people approach him, then I know that he, at least that's how he's done it in the past. So I typically don't reach out to him. I typically have you guys reach out to him when there's new stuff out. But this is so limited. The statements that they put of the grandma, that's why I said that there's no, in my opinion, okay, just my opinion, I feel like there's going to be a follow-up interview because there's just not, they didn't clip enough into this segment for it to even have been worth the lady's time to go out there and film it, you know? So I feel like there's going to be, the full interview is going to be coming, at least I hope. If not, then we need to get on the horn with this news broadcaster and tell him to release the whole blessed interview, because there's a lot, Grandma. Hey, Kimberly, it's nice to see you. There might be a lot that's being missed here because they're cutting it to fit their, you know, their segment piece. So let's keep looking. And their segment for this one was 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
Ashlee Buzzard and her daughter, Melodee, is reported to be from a rental car business in Lompoc on October 7th, just before the two headed out on a multi-state road trip. It's one of several surveillance images released by the Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Office as detectives piece together the family's route and timeline.
We know that Melodee was still with Ashlee on that return trip, as close as the Colorado-Utah border on the Colorado side on.
So when I'm looking at her, I absolutely believe her. You know, I was kind of iffy. Were they intentionally making a mistake with the statement? You know, I know there are just some things that do happen. I've seen a lot over the years. But hearing her state it, I believe she was on the return trip. So now I'm seeing an Ashlee, looking for some place to put her daughter, some friends, some family. We did find somebody in Colorado that was part of the Buzzard side of the family. This would have been a cousin about her age, 40-something years old, so they may have remembered each other when they were younger. Whatever the case may be, I'm thinking I agree with you. That's why I picked it up. It just didn't seem authentic. I think is the problem that I had with the statement from Grandma, is that initial stuff going in didn't seem authentic. But it could, it's so hard to judge somebody. It really is. I try to do my best, especially with things like this, but it really is hard, especially with just tiny little segments, because you really don't see the overall context. And I think it's always so important to put out that interview and try to keep that interview as intact as possible. Don't chop it up as much, especially in situations where this is not like about Snooty or about the zoo or something. This is about a true life crime. All these little words and behaviors matter in a case like this. And it's like, the news organizations know it, but they all too often forget, after the fact, especially with mainstream media. If it doesn't fit in the segment, drop it on mainstream media or drop it on social media. Be monetized. Like these news organizations need to start working smarter, not harder.
October 9th. So this does very much shorten our timeline, our search timeline, as well as the area of the search.
Sheriff's spokesperson Raquel Zick says an out-of-state license plate was added to the rental car at some point during the trip.
We originally were looking for a Chevy Malibu with California plates. Now we're looking for a Chevy Malibu with California or New York plates, or possibly something else.
Zick tells me investigators have reached out to law enforcement in Colorado, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, and Southern California to help locate Melodee. Lori Miranda believes her daughter and granddaughter may have crossed paths with people she and Ashlee's father once knew in those states.
You're saying that her father's family, his people,
And my family.
And your...
Boom. I told you her family's going to be involved somewhere. I'm telling you.
And Ashlee's father once knew in those states.
You're saying that her father's family, his people,
And my family.
And your family are along those routes.
Utah.
Utah.
Yeah, Utah. When you start getting past Utah coming back, that's when you're running into his friends.
Lompoc.
So he's got friends. She's got family. It sounds like that we know that she ran off to Iowa once before. She was heading to that direction. It sounds like maybe she realized that the people that she was expecting to be there weren't there. And she was probably wondering what to do and probably went to a few other places. Couldn't find who she was looking for. And started thinking about other places she could put her. Like I said from the very beginning, I've never disagreed that. I've actually stated many times on this channel that I believe she's hiding this child from the state of California. Everything that we've seen her or heard her do seems very much to support my theory in this case that she's hiding this child. She's not selling this child. She didn't murder this child. I feel like if she did, she would have already done it. Let's go ahead and look at this poll real quick. The poll right now, does Gma Lori know more? 80% of you guys believe she does know more. 80%. I believe she does. I believe she absolutely knows more about where her daughter would go. You got to think of it. Her daughter's desperate. She's only going to have a few, either relatives or some friends from way in her past that she can rely on in a situation like this. Her having her Rubiel's family, it sounds like, this whole thing with Rubiel, I think people have misunderstood their relationship, because I'm looking at this lady's history, Ashlee's history. I don't see. Oh, thank thank you, Missouri Lisa, for subscribing. I appreciate that. I don't see where she's had relationships, like, boyfriend type of relationships. I'm not seeing any of that in her past. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because that's super, super important. I think it really does go to the level of maybe her relationship with Rubiel, because some people said they weren't really in a relationship at the time he died. I don't know if that's true or not. But she had to have felt some type of way, because it seems like she stopped her life. This is what one of the things that kind of has led me, has led me to, down this path, because I feel like her and Rubiel, I believe that her and Rubiel were a lot more tight than people think they were at the time that he died, because I don't see where she's really been with anybody else. I'm sure she might have, but I'm not seeing the whole relationship with other guys, or her bringing other guys around her daughter. It just seems like they have very much a very quiet solitude life. And I have to think with the behavior that people are exhibiting, it sounds like she's running from somebody and trying to make sure that her and her daughter, when they go out, they're in disguise so nobody recognizes them. I believe she scared Rubiel's families trying to take her daughter. I really do. And nobody's going to convince me otherwise. And I'm sorry, but that's just wrong. And I'm going to say that from the rooftops. I'm going to say that if it's going on, anybody that's getting abused, you need to step in and step up. But when, sometimes family members struggle in life, and the last thing you do is try to take, your only focus should be trying to keep the family unit together. Okay. You should always try to keep that family unit together. And if you're part of a family and your family's struggling, or you see, even an in-law struggling, you should be trying to find ways to support that person, not trying to take their children and make the situation worse. And I'm sorry, what I saw, I don't feel comfortable with what the Meza family did to this lady. And thank you for that. Thank you for that. If you guys can't see it, it's the last four numbers are 7233. 7233. Never give up. It's nice to see you. And so I'm very upset that that's what they chose. And I'm even more upset that they're acting victimized now. That's what pisses me off right now about the Meza family. Okay. It's really the fact that they're acting like the victims. And while Rubiel did lose his life, and I'm sorry for that, for the family, but what they did to Ashlee, in my opinion, was wrong. I'm not going to say anything other than that. It was just wrong. And to sit up here and to act like victims is, again, just wrong. And it seems like over and over again, the Meza family victimizes Ashlee to try to get Melodee. And I don't like that. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it feels. And then to see this coming from the state of California and our FBI, I know the FBI has a job to do. And once they knew this missing child, this forced reported. Remember, the mother did not report this child missing. The school reported this child had not been seen and had been missing for over a year. And then the school backtracked that and said, oh, by the way, we just saw this child 2 months ago. That's a big freaking difference. That's a big freaking difference. And then when you look under the hood, you find out that this child was right where she needed to be with her mother on October 7th. But they still didn't stop there. Now they've gone into this lady's house, ripped her walls out, ripped carpet out, and everybody's just like, lock her up. And nobody's saying, do they have a right to do this? What did she do wrong? Seems like the Bullhorn Betty channel is the only one asking some tough questions here, and I don't like that. because we were told, and I'm going to keep saying this, we were told this child was missing for a year. That was a lie. Who perpetrated the lie? The school and law enforcement. Why? I don't know. I've been asking myself that every single day we've been covering this case. Why? I don't know. Let's finish this. We got about another 20 seconds. Let's go ahead and hear
School
this.
officials reported Melodee missing in mid-October. Authorities say Ashlee has been uncooperative with investigators and has not provided any information on her daughter's whereabouts. Last week, the FBI executed a search warrant at Ashlee's home as part of ongoing evidence gathering. Miranda believes Ashlee knows where Melodee is and is pleading for her to speak up.
You need to tell them where the baby is. You need to tell them who's setting all these things up for you. I know you're not doing it.
Consumer Reports ranks car.
So she knows whatever's going on, she's not doing it. And we're not privy to that information. We're not privy to that information. So, I don't know. I think, I'm still trusting my gut instinct on this. And I don't believe this child's dead, and I don't believe her mother sold her. I think mainstream media has got it wrong, which, you know, the people that have it wrong don't typically have it wrong. Okay, I'm not gonna sit there and dog Vinnie Politan. Vinnie Politan is somebody I highly respect. I highly respect, you know, Nancy Grace, Julie Grant, all these people, but I totally disagree with the assessments, but they run a different program, right? They have board of directors, they have, you know, they can be sued, you know, they got deep pockets. Nobody's going to waste their time on somebody like Bullhorn Betty to sue, like from their level of stuff, right? But if I was like a Court TV and ran a show, yeah, they might come after me and sue me. So I can understand why shows like Court TV and News Nation need to state what the information is, and it's kind of hard for them to turn down law enforcement or to turn down FBI when the FBI is sending them stuff to report on. To get some information, to get some information out. So I do understand these concepts, okay? But they don't have to imply the trafficking. They don't have to imply the homicide. They could imply what the evidence is leading for us to imply, and that is a mother, right? A mother has chosen to hide her child from the state, which she's allowed to do. There's nothing unlawful of hiding your child from the state, okay? In another state, it might be unlawful, but not in the state of California, because she doesn't have to have, their truancy was decriminalized, so they can't get her for the truancy. And they can't get her for abandonment because she was just clearly with the child on October 9th. It takes 6 months at minimum to get abandonment charges, so that clock wouldn't start ticking until the last time she was observed with a child, and right now that seems like October 9th. So we're not even looking at something until at least April of 2026 before they can start going after her in the dependency court for abandonment. So now we have nothing that they can get her on truancy, nothing like they can get her on the abandonment. So now comes the abuse and the negligence. Well, they can't, they're trying to prove abuse. They just ripped carpet and stuff out to hopefully, you know, cross their fingers that they can find a drop of blood in that house. I mean, it's getting that insane from where I'm sitting. I'm surprised nobody has a problem with this. I really am. But I digress. It seems like that's why they're getting all this stuff out of the house. They're trying to prove if they can just find one drop of blood that they can say, oh my gosh, she smacked her and blood came off. She's abusive, right? They just need the probable cause for the abuse. This is how insane it's getting. They're working overtime to get this woman to speak because they don't have the probable cause to make her speak right now. And they're forcing it. They're going to force it. They're going to find something to force the courts, to force her to, it's a racket. When the government wants you to do something, come hell or high water, they're going to force you to do it. I'm sorry. Does this child need to be found? Had this situation not happened, we wouldn't even be here. If it wasn't for the school system, we wouldn't even be here. Okay? If it wasn't for them all of a sudden starting to reach out to this mother, we wouldn't be here. If they just had to sign the kid, the work and the kid could just do the work, we wouldn't be here. This mother had no ability to turn over an affidavit. Think about it. She has no vehicle. She's tight on money. There are so many things that it just, I can't. There's just too many. There's just too much. So anyways, getting over, taking kind of a break from the Melodee Buzzard case and getting over to the case of Lily and Jack Sullivan. They disappeared on May 2nd, 2025. They have not been seen or heard from since. This is going as far out as Canada. We don't usually pick up cases from Canada, but we truly thought that these were just missing persons. We wanted to help out. And then we kind of got sucked into this case, and it's just, and the reason why we got sucked in is because it defies logic. We know something's stinky with it. We know something's not right. Well, we feel that we know who the problems are. Obviously, the mother and the stepfather, Malaya Brooks Murray and Daniel Martell. But there is still some information that has left to be told, and I find it awfully interesting because in one of the clips, actually, you know what, I think I'm going to go to that clip first. Where is it? I thought I marked it already.
I know the truth.
Oh, I did not. I guess I didn't. Okay, yeah, I guess I didn't. Sorry. It's this one here. Shit. Oh, excuse my language. I think it's here. Let me hear this.
Because she does seem to be quite forthcoming. I mean, this interview alone is almost 9 minutes. Probably the longest interview by far. In this story, almost 2 months.
Trying to get to a very specific
near
spot.
Nova Scotia. Strangely, if you think about it, they disappeared on May 2nd. That's one day before the Madeleine McCann anniversary. She disappeared on May 3rd, 18 years ago.
Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's back further. Hold on.
I can't see them being in the woods.
That was Belynda Gray, the paternal mother.
I think
this area of relational dynamics, family dynamics, an area that is often very secret, very private, is, I think, a key to understanding what happened to those missing children.
I got nightmares in my head.
Yes.
So then it's about a month after Lily and Jack are last seen that they come and formally question you.
So it's about 3 weeks. They question Cody for an hour and a half in the vehicle, and then they question me for 2 hours in the vehicle.
They were actually informally questioned earlier, actually as early as May 3rd, the day after the kids went missing. And then there was just a very quick visit from the authorities who stood in their kitchen and were just there to make sure that the kids weren't there. It is also interesting to note that in the official questioning, it goes on twice as long with the grandma compared to...
It's driving me nuts because I shouldn't have to listen to all this. I had a very specific spot that I needed to hear, and I can't seem to find it.
I see them being in the woods.
18 years.
Okay, well, I
started to feel that I can't see them being in the woods. There's trees everywhere. You literally have to climb over trees, climb under bushes. It is really, really thick.
Well, if they aren't in the woods, where are they? Now,
there was something, unless it's not this one. it's further. Maybe it is further. Let's see.
She was in shock.
Okay, here it is. This is it. Okay. I did find the location. So, yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to share this as well. So this was a situation where I'm looking for information. We know the details of Lily and Jack Sullivan. They are siblings from Nova Scotia, Canada. They were on Gairloch Lane or Gairloch Road in Nova Scotia, Canada. This is in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. And it's a very desolate area out there, not from a lot of money. They lived in a trailer that had floorboard issues. There was holes in the floor. The grandmother, Janie McKenzie, Daniel Martell's mother, lived in a RV that had a roof caving in and, tarps over the roof. Just, in my opinion, not necessarily a home suitable for children. The floor should have been fixed with wood. It should have been secured. When you have holes in the floor, you get bugs, you get all kinds of stuff going on. Very, very concerning. But I digress. At the end of the day, I'm looking for behaviors. Who was doing what? We kind of know what Daniel was doing, and I don't know why I missed this. This is not the first time I heard this interview. But this is the first time that something made me go, Well, hello, Pussy Willow Pendercat. It's nice to see you, my love. I hope you are doing well. And so she's going to say something, and I don't know how I missed it, but I did. And this is going to support my belief that Malaya Brooks Murray, as well as Daniel Martell, know exactly what happened to those children. And I know once I play it, I think you all may catch it as well. So stay tuned. Let me play it. It should be coming up. I will replay it again.
Suspect, it's not overt, it's not made explicitly clear, but it's interesting that she says, I'm not sure if they're in the woods, and then she makes this comment.
We come back out, and I went in to see Malaya again. I assumed she was in shock. She was very, very non-emotional.
Okay, that's very, very important. Because there are several times we see no emotion. Let's talk about where we see no emotion. We saw no emotion in Jacqueline West's face. We saw no emotion in Trezell West's face. We saw no emotion in Leilani Simon's face. We saw no emotion in Adam Montgomery's face. We saw no emotion in Candace Bly's face. We saw no emotion in Katie Proudfoot's face. We saw no emotion in Don Wells' face. We've seen no emotion in Chris Proudfoot's face. We saw no emotion in a lot of terrible parents' face. The difference is most of those parents are responsible for the disappearance and or death of their child. So I don't know how I missed this statement early on, but I hear it now. And that is a major, major issue in my opinion, because people that are lacking emotion are not shock. It's not shock. Because when I was in shock, my body trembled. My mind was blank, right? But I could still look. I could still speak, The shock. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Distancing, no emotion. Bingo. Yep. Rebecca and Jay Caro. Can't believe I missed them. Thank you, Mama Bear. Aw, well, thank ya. Thank you, love bug. Hope you're doing well. So that's kind of where we are, but I want you guys to hear this again, because this is where we need to be focusing our attention. So I think what we're going to start doing.
I assume she was in shock. She was very, very non-emotional, very just flat, monotone. But Malaya's very soft-spoken anyway. That she's not usually excitable.
Being excitable and have an urgency to find your child. I'm sorry. I think urgency. I mean, we've seen so many moms, so many moms over the years. When we first started this show, I don't know if you guys remember. Well, some of you that have been with me for a long time, B. Betty fan will probably, she's been with me 40 months. Good gracious. But we used to come here and we would watch, like, just because we didn't really have any news to go over, or I was just doing the show differently back then. And we would just watch different, missing child cases. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we would be in a missing child, and we would be, wanting to see what other parents looked like when their children were missing. So we would pull up examples of just random examples. We just type in missing child, parent looking for a missing child or something like that. And you can hear time and time again sheer panic over these children. You could see, we got to see a body cam footage of law enforcement, like making sure the mom doesn't go out in the woods looking for the child. Like, they made the mom stay there. They corralled her kind of in. She wanted to go out. So you got to learn some of these things that were going on with missing children. And we did this over and over again. So you can imagine when we start looking at moms and dads and stuff like that, and they're not acting like all these other parents that we saw over and over and over again through those videos. It's a red flag to me. It's a red flag. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Lisa B. Always. Thank you, love. Thank you. Riley, oh gosh, it was hard not to cry. Oh, you're right, Crystal Pistol. My goodness, that poor lady. If you had a dry eye hearing that, mama, there's something wrong with you. I mean, it was hard for me to even play her on this show, because no matter what, we were all in tears. You felt that woman there. I've never felt so much grief and pain through a computer or a TV before, like I did Riley Strain's mother. I mean, like, even talking about it, good gracious, whoo! It's something. It's something. It was hard. That you felt her. Like everything about her. Everything from the trembling jaw, the quivering lip, to the uncontrollable, skin movement. Like, her whole body was just trembling. And I think it's because, she knew. Don't tell me how she knew, but she knew. And she was not leaving there without her son. Her and Brandy, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. But, they knew, and she wasn't leaving without him. She wasn't leaving without him. And she said that I remember she went into stores and they're ringing up people. She got, clerks to stop what they were doing to look at a picture of her son and to go look at their, videotape and stuff like that. Like, she was I'm sure it only took somebody looking at that poor mama's face one time and they were going to do what that mama said. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. The only person that would turn that mama down, it would be somebody that's not human. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But, yeah, she does know. And she's very smart too, Nero, because she was like, I can't remember what she said, but she's like, when Malaya left, she said, she knew there was no point in searching anymore. There's a lot that tells me, but that statement that she just said about Malaya being checked out, that supports a mom watching her 2 kids die. I'm sorry, it does. It does. Because I think that's what happened. Her kids died. I think she witnessed her kids dying. I think she tried to keep her shit together, and when she started getting pushback from law enforcement or law enforcement asking tough questions, she just wanted to get the heck out of there. I think she felt like she was suffocating around all those people because she knew it was just a matter of time before they found out her secret. And that would make sense on why she left and never came back. And she still never came back, because at this point, what difference does it make? In all reality, nothing she does at this point is going to make her look good. Like anything that she says, anything she does. I mean, once you run away from your children and the public sees it, there's nothing you can say anymore. And I heard it very well might be, because they surely had some stuff in the house, and I don't care what Daniel says. I trust the family. Their family, that Logan chick and other people, whoever was there, they don't seem to be ones that lie. I mean, they just to me. I mean, I'm sure they would, but they let stuff out at the beginning, right? I heard that Malea's partying and drinking an awful lot right now. I don't know how true that is. That could just be a horrible rumor, but that's what I'm hearing. If that is true, that really does support more, more of that. What's that lady's? Why can't I ever remember? Casey Anthony. Okay, that's it. Casey Anthony. It's starting to give me like Casey Anthony vibes. I'm sorry, it is. But I do believe Daniel was a part of it. Daniel was using in that house. Daniel was using that morning in that bathroom. It could be ODs for the kids. The kids could have accidentally gotten into something and ingested it. Or, quite frankly, you guys got to remember, when we first started studying this case, we were hearing that Malaya was really overwhelmed with all 3 kids. She wasn't doing well. We heard that she kind of distanced herself. Yeah. We heard she distanced herself, from her older kids. We don't know how true that was, because that was kind of being leaked from, the Martell camp. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to the statements from their families, because it seems like they're both trying to point the finger at each other behind the scenes, whether we know it or not. That's what they're doing. And it's just really, really rough. All right, guys. Well, listen, I believe here in just a little bit, I think it's at 8:45. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the mob crew is going to be going on, and I'm still very interested in learning some more about Sebastian Rogers' case. So if you guys haven't been catching up on the Sebastian Rogers case, I've been doing I've worked that case quite a long time. I've come to the conclusions that I've come to. My conclusions are basically that the mom has committed homicide, killed her son, and I believe Christopher came back and helped her clean it up. That's going to be my official statement on this. Do we know that to be true until we find Sebastian? No, we're not going to know that for a fact. But at the end of the day, I think law enforcement has let this whole entire community down. We're going to continue to fight for Sebastian. I hope that, we can get enough attendance in February to move forward with that event. But we need at least 100 bodies out there, nothing less, because it's going to be our go big or go home situation. We'll have cake, we'll have plenty of water out there for everybody. We can even meet like a day before and, do signs. I can bring some tables, whatever that case may be, we can do whatever we need to do. But we need to have 100 people. So that's just that's going to be the requirement for me to go. The 100 people, at least 100 people to be out there. We're not going to be doing, you guys, I've got my job to do. You guys have your job to do. And the only job that you guys need to do is be waving at the cars passing and getting them to honk horns for Sebastian. That's really all we want to do, right? We want to be there. We want to be good stewards of the community. We're not going there to burn the proverbial buildings down, right? We're bringing this shit show to town. That's all. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing, right? We love love people, we love waving, and we love making horns honk. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing there. But anyways, the mob crew he's been really breaking stuff down and showing where these things are. And I think we already know it, at the end of the day, but he's keeping the show alive for Sebastian. It seems like Silver's on the scene is really working hard to keep the story alive for Sebastian. I still try to keep the story alive a little bit for Sebastian, but as you guys know, because of everything I've been through over that story, it's like, when I start talking about it, I just get angry. I get angry at law enforcement. I get angry. I just, I'm very frustrated when it comes to the case of Sebastian Rogers for a variety of reasons. And I want to see justice. But I know what I know, and I know Chris's story's bullshit. I know Katie's story's bullshit. And why would anybody have two bullshit stories unless they have something to hide? That's the way I look at things. And so far, my worry box hasn't been closed until it is, And trust me, we will be getting this back up. I mean, right now, I'm in a tough spot, right? Because I got these orders of protection and stuff like that. I have a job to do, and these people have been jamming me up and causing me financial harm for a very, very long time. And eventually their luck's about to run out, and we're going to move forward with our case, come hell or high water. I think it's a very unfortunate that Pat Dugan did not get his election that Krasner did. I mean, what do you do for a place like Philadelphia that won't even get out of their own damn way for their own sake, right? It's just, it is so irritating and frustrating. It almost makes me want to tap out and say, you know what, if you guys have any more missing people, I'm done. I will not run them on my show. If you guys are going to continue over and over again to elect bad people that don't have your best interest at heart, why are we going to continue to support, certain things? It's just, it gets to a point where it wears me out. We know that these policies are horrible for a community, and yet the community keeps voting for the same damn policies that they hate. It's the most unnerving thing I've ever seen in my life, but I digress. That's for another day. Anyways, guys, rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe, but more importantly, kind to one another. And I just want to thank all the beautiful people that came out and showed out and gave me a little something. It's always appreciated, but never required. And just love you guys to pieces, and we'll see you guys first thing in the morning. We're going to be rocking it out with our morning stuff. I've really been kind of enjoying our morning coffee together. It's Bedhead Betty. It's full-blown Bedhead Betty. I literally pull my ass out of bed, brush my teeth, maybe, grab a cup of coffee and turn the phone on. I'm just saying. So if you guys want the Bedhead Betty, you guys want to see what I look when I first wake up, come on. I'll see you first thing in the morning. Be there or be square. Rock it out with your coffee beans out, babe. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon.